we are. Here it is. There it is. Hey now, hey now, hey now. Look who it is.
I'm here, but I do have a question though.
What's that?
Are you playing this trap music because I'm black? Is that why you doing that?
Well, I mean, I'm just trying to set the mood, you know?
Oh, we're gonna be doing some trapping up there.
With
a trap house.
I will say that I would not play this on John Bird's interview because John Bird's about as white as it gets.
Man,
I mean, if we're being honest,
yeah,
he's the whitest of the white. But excited that you're here, man. This is something that I was worried that we weren't going to accomplish anytime soon because obviously everybody knows your schedule is crazy, and when I started talking to you about it, we accomplished this in record time because I think I asked you to do it, like a week ago?
Yeah, you did. Now, I'm going to tell you this. It almost didn't happen.
Why?
All right, so yesterday I ended up having to get a freezer for my house.
Oh, no.
My refrigerator went out.
No.
And I was struggling because... Yeah, you need a refrigerator, right?
Oh, you got to, man. That's panic.
I gotta be able to make sure all the food that I just leave in my refrigerator because I eat out all the time stays fresh.
Right.
And this morning I'm running around like a chicken with his head cut off because I had to take my son to daycare, and then I ended up going to a kind of like an appliance store right there in Pelham,
right,
and just got me a very cheap refurbished refrigerator because I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money.
Well, and you're short on time too. You don't have a lot of time to shop, right?
Well, I mean, yeah. I just like, hey, does that work? Yes. Okay. All right. Give me that one. That is exactly what I need. And it looks just like the refrigerator I have already. So they're gonna come in tomorrow and haul it away and then replace it with this refurbished one, which I probably have to replace in like 2 weeks.
What? Right. What? I mean, where's your food at right now?
Probably the food that's in the refrigerator side is probably getting thrown away because So okay, my wife calls me literally after doing Breaking Bread, and she was like, yeah, I think the freezer is not working.
You don't want to get that call.
Yeah,
that's the worst,
man. And there was like water all on the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang. So in my brain, I'm like, okay, I got to figure this out. I gotta solve the problem. All right, so you see my truck, right? My B2500. So it's not working. Well, okay, I'm
jealous of that, by the way. I'd love to have a truck like that.
Yeah. Okay, so I got the truck for free. Shout out to my family for hooking that up. But it's been sitting in my garage because the last time I took it out, I took it to the landfill in Shelby County for the first time after it rained, which was the smartest thing you could ever have done.
I thought you were going to say you went to the landfill and they tried to like scoop it up.
Well, I mean, they probably like,
oh, you're turning this in for scrap? Let me get that.
Yeah, man, go ahead and get out of the car and you're okay. Well, no, so I almost got stuck in the mud, and that little truck, I don't even know how I got out of the mud, but yeah, let's just say I had some yeah.
You were like, well, it was free.
Yeah.
So lasted.
Yeah, honey, can you come pick me up at the landfill? But no, I left after I got out of the landfill. I put it in my garage and I just let it sit there. And one day I was like, I want to drive my truck, and I tried to crank it, and the battery's dead. And I just haven't gone to get a new battery for. Hopefully that's all it is.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, hopefully that's what it is.
I've been down that road too because Trish's battery is dead in her car, and I just I haven't gone to get a new one because she doesn't go anywhere and she's not in a hurry.
Yeah,
which makes me a bad husband. Like I should get that done by now. We got another car. Like if there was an emergency, she could get out of here, but. I probably need to get that fixed. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, the thing is, my wife doesn't know how to drive a stick. I'm the only one.
So it's on you.
Yeah, something happens because we got 3 cars total.
Yeah.
So I have my car, she has her car, and then I have the truck. And so if the truck was running, I'd probably be driving. I would have drove that up here. But then what? Okay, so
now you got a nice car though. Like if you're going to drive anywhere, long distance. I mean, this is probably 30 minutes away, but. You got a pretty nice car.
Well, I mean, it's comfortable.
Yeah.
It has a lot of cool gadgets to it, which I'm like, hey, I like it.
I like that for sure.
So I went to go try to get this refrigerator this morning, and yeah, man,
that sucks, man. I'm telling you, and this will happen, and I'm not blaming Trish for this, but she will hit me with something kind of like that, some sort of big thing that we've got to deal with as a married couple right before the show.
Oh, ain't that the best?
And
Yes.
she's, listen, my ex-wife does it 10 times more than she does. She's gotten a lot better at it because she realizes, like, that can literally throw your whole game off. But if there's something that comes up and she's upset or angry about it, like, for instance, we found out today that our insurance company has jacked up our home insurance 42%. Okay? And they're lucky that I'm not trashing them on this radio or on this podcast right now. I'm going to refrain, but I'm ready to trash them. But she hits me with that right before I go on air today. And I'm like, ow! Oh, God.
Man, that's always the best. So I was scrambling, and I wish I'd had my truck yesterday because I ended up going to 2 big box stores to try to get a freezer. I just needed like a small mini freezer. So I went to one right off of Lakeshore, and I go and I'm looking at it, and I see one. I was like, hey, I need that.
Just give it to me.
Just give it to me. Well, they were like, oh, we don't have that one, so let's
Of
go
course
check in
you
the back.
don't.
Yeah, I was like, dang. So, and it's like 9:30,
Yeah.
and they close at 10.
Oh, this is 9:30 at night.
Yeah,
this is last night.
This is last night.
Yeah.
9:30 at night. So then they finally found one, but it was much smaller than the one I was looking at.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, cool, that's gonna work. So I purchase it. I get the warranty, all that stuff. I tell them, hey, I need to go get my car. Bring my car over. We spent maybe about 30 minutes trying to figure out how we're gonna get that freezer in my car.
No.
So I'm saying, like, I feel like an idiot. I was like, oh no, so I said, hey, can I get my money back? So I returned it.
Wow.
Got my money back
Within 30 minutes.
Yes, within 30 minutes. I mean, this is past beyond closing time. So I get my money back. Then I go to another store.
Yeah.
I went to Wally World.
Okay.
I went to the Wally World off of Lakeshore. Went there, and they didn't have a mini freezer. They had everything else but the mini freezer.
Come on, man.
I said, dang. Now, by this time, it's like 10:30. So I'm like,
You're
okay.
out of options at that
Yeah.
point.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go to another Wally World in Pelham because I was like, you know what? When you go to different stores, they may have different things. So I ended up going all the way to Pelham, and I went to the Wally World there, and I finally found they had one mini freezer left.
Yeah.
And so I find a buggy, I put it in the buggy, and then I'm walking towards the checkout, and these 2 ladies were sitting there talking. This one lady was going on a cruise for the first time, and I love cruises.
Right.
So I decided, well, let me talk to her about cruises. So I was sitting there talking to her, showing pictures while I got this deep freezer in my
Right.
shopping cart. And then
Midnight's creeping up.
yeah, it's like 11 o'clock.
You're talking to strangers about cruises.
Yeah, I'm thinking everything's gonna be good. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna
And the wife's at home. Everything's melting. Everything's going bad.
there's
You're
water
talking
all
about
over
cruises.
the floor. Yeah, so finally, all right, I leave and I get into the parking lot, and I'm like, okay, now the mini freezer that I bought was even much smaller than the one from the other store.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, this is gonna be easy. The first one didn't work when I tried to put it in my car. Well, this one's gonna work.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, no, that
not
didn't
so
work
much.
either. I'm like, who designed these cars? Like, why can't we put nothing in these cars? Like, I miss the old school cars. My very first car was a 1984 Chevy Impala.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Man, I could put everything in.
Anything. If you had to move, if you were evicted from your home and had to
Yes.
move out that day, you would have to make maybe 2 trips to get all of your stuff, everything you own.
That. And you had room to sleep in your car if you were
Yeah,
homeless.
you could sleep in your
You
car.
could sleep in your car.
Just in case when you got evicted, you had to like make a long trip to like. For me, if I got kicked out and I had to move in with my mom, well, that's 800 miles.
Yeah.
But if I had, a '90s version Impala, I could take a nap halfway there
Man, look, so
with a full bed, like,
man, everything,
futon, everything.
Yes. Oh man, it was nice, and it was very colorful too.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
very colorful because it had like it had like a brown door, a gray fender, a sky blue other door. I mean, it was awesome.
They just don't make cars like they used
No.
to. They really, and I get it. Technology and everything else. There's some cool stuff. We got everything, all this stuff in our car. But sometimes, and that's kind of why I'm jealous of your truck. I just want something back to the basic. I would even be good with a stick shift. I don't prefer to drive a stick shift, but just for nostalgia purposes, I'd be good with it.
Man, look, it's so much fun. I have so much fun driving that truck, even though it's a 4-cylinder and trying to go up a hill on that thing.
Ain't easy.
Yeah, man, people be so mad at me when they get behind.
Oh
me.
yeah.
But look, actually, this is the car that I drove when I got here. That's actually like my second car that I ever bought brand new.
Nice.
And all my other cars have been used cars,
That's
cash
pretty
cars.
cool.
But so
That car still looks new, by the way.
well, appreciate that.
It looks good.
I try to keep, but when you have a kid, you know. How
No. Yeah, the inside. Okay, the outside looks fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't know
outside-
what your kid's got the inside looking like.
Yeah, it looks like a jungle gym. But so I sat out in the parking lot of Walmart for about an hour
Right.
trying to get this dang. Well, I probably could.
After 30 minutes of talking about cruises.
Yeah, talking
now
about
you're trying to get
cruises,
it in the car.
I'm trying to get this damn freezer in my car. This thing does not fit. I'm like, how does it? So I literally had to take it out of the box, and then I try to squeeze it in. And the eyes I was getting, the looks that people were looking at when I was trying to stuff this freezer in my car, they were like,
You're doing it frantically, like
right,
you're in a hurry.
I'm look, it's chilly out there, and I'm sweating. You know, I look like a crackhead over here trying to steal the freezer and trying to put it in the car. So that did not work. So then I finally had to call my wife. I said, "Hey, I'm here at the Pelham Walmart. You may have to come get me and let me put this freezer in your car." She's already asleep. So she had not only did she had to get up, she also had to clean out her car because we got strollers and all this other
And
baby
you were
stuff.
Superman at this time because you've come to save the day.
I
I
came
mean, you're
to
riding
save
around
the
at midnight
day.
to get
Yes.
a fridge.
I
and
thought I was
then-
gonna get some loving when I got home.
Right.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
And then you had to give up and call her and say, "I can't do this
Yeah, I
alone.
can't.
I need your help."
I was
Please.
trying to look. I was trying.
Like holding back tears.
Man,
I'm
look.
sorry, baby.
Man, look, I was trying to figure out every which way to get this freezer in my car. And then finally she gets there. No, well, she had to wake up our son. He's dead asleep.
Oh, man.
He's drooling and
Right.
thinking about whatever babies dream about at, at
Right.
2 years old. And she finally comes. I get the I get this freezer in the back of the truck. Well, in the back of her, she has a hatchback.
Mhm.
And I just left the box and everything on the shopping cart. I didn't even.
Oh, man.
Because honestly, I'm like, what do I do with
Well,
it?
you've been through a lot. I think that's fair
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
So
That's just sometimes that's just my life.
should be like-
Stuff like that happens. To me
that
sometimes.
sounds like me a lot. You know,
I
I've
mean-
always got something crazy that's happened every time I come out of here.
It's some of the weirdest stuff happens to me sometimes, and I'm just like, okay, God.
Well,
what did I do when I was a kid that made
Right.
you want to?
Well, I just hope your wife appreciates that because that's a lot to go through in order to just save the food that you got and have a freezer, which is a necessity. You gotta have that.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have a choice. So props to you on that front. You and I got several things we need to talk about. I need to address what happened on you and Leland's show this afternoon.
Oh yes.
Before I do that, I want to tell you guys about Wild Hair Jerky, bringing you this podcast. This is some of the best jerky on the planet. I'm not just saying that, like dead serious. This jerky is absolutely amazing. And if you'll go to this Facebook page, Wild Hair Jerky, Hare, like the rabbit, Wild Hair Jerky, add them up. They're about to be up and running, selling to the general public. Reach out to them. Ask them, hey, how can I get my hands on your jerky? They're going to get you handled. It's so good. I guess I shouldn't have said it like
You're
that.
right. That
Okay.
could go so wrong in so many ways.
Just, what? How can I rephrase that? You can try this beef jerky, which
you
is
go.
amazing. Get your hands off your jerky and get some real beef jerky from Wild Hair Jerky.
If you like dry meat, Wild Hair Jerky.
Get your hands on this dry meat. Wild Hair Jerky. But for real, y'all hit him up. AJ's had Wild Hair Jerky. He loves it. I love it. As a matter of fact, Brian, who runs Wild Hair Jerky, he reached out to me today, and he's like, hey, I want to send your mom some jerky since she was on the show today. So she's going to get her own batch sent to Missouri, and it's just absolutely phenomenal stuff. I've eaten a lot of beef jerky in my day. Nothing has matched that
That
stuff
Chipotle
right
is
there.
really delicious.
Oh my God!
that
And
Chipotle.
the roasted garlic and herb.
I haven't tried that one. I need to try that one.
He just had a new flavor come out, and it's called. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because I think they're trying to come up with a name, but it's a
Yeah.
barbecue flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Tastes just like Golden Flakes barbecue chips.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so
Nice.
good.
Nice.
It's so good. And here's one thing I want to let people know, because he sends me super, super hot jerky, and that is not like his specialty. He just does that for me. Most of his flavors are like regular, normal people flavors, not insane, out of your mind Andrew McLean flavors. So just note that. Again, go add them on Facebook. You're going to thank me later. Also, Vapor Forge bringing you this part of the show. Y'all know Vapor Forge has been with me since the beginning, and they just do it right, man. I'm proud to have those guys a part of the radio show and a part of this podcast. If you got vape needs and you're in the Birmingham area, this is the place to go. Same with CBD and Delta 8. Delta 8 selection, better than anybody else. Price is better than anybody else. Get them at vaporforge.com, vaporforge.com. Let them know that you heard about it on this podcast, as a matter of fact. You can say Andrew McLean or whatever, but just let them know, hey, appreciate y'all making sure that we can do these podcasts and do these radio shows because those guys are number one. So on Leland Live today, Leland is on the road, all right? He is traveling across the country, and he did this once towards the end of last year.
Yeah, it was kind of around the same time.
He went out west,
Yeah.
Wyoming, and all these other places, and it was really cool to listen to because he would just stop at random places and talk to people there who they don't know who we are, they didn't know who Leland was, but they were willing to talk about their little part of the country. And so he's doing that again. He started yesterday in Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Yes.
Fascinating show he did, because he talked about this place that has this kind of like a reservoir or a river that heals people. It's got all these different minerals and different things.
Has hot springs.
And then today, and again, I don't think he's planning out where he's going. Is he just taking it day to day?
Well, there is a plan.
Okay,
There is a plan,
but he's still winging it in a sense.
Well, I'll just say this: it's a surprise.
Gotcha.
Yes,
It's going to be a real surprise because I have no idea what it is. You didn't even tell us at the station. So I had no idea where he's going, what the plan or the surprise is. But I get off the air. My mom is in town from Missouri. She lives a couple hours north of Kansas City. She's in town from Missouri, and I convinced her to come on the show with me today. So she did the last hour. We had a lot of fun. It was great radio. I get in the car as we're coming back here, and I turn on the radio, and Leland's talking about where he's at today. He's in Kansas City, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, well, that's ironic. My mom's here. She's, pretty much from Kansas City or lives in Kansas City. And then I thought, well, my sister lives in Kansas City. And knowing her, she lives in the city. Knowing her, she can come. She can probably swing by there. And I know Leland would get a kick out of it because he's currently doing a tour where nobody knows who he is.
Right.
So I'd get a kick out of somebody being like, "Hey, you're Leland." And so I send her over there. She gets off work. She goes over there, and she talks to Leland. She's like, "Hey, I'm Andrew's sister. Just want to come by and say hey, since you're in my neck of the woods." Blah blah blah. He loved it so much that he brought her on the show, and she did the last 3 segments with him.
Yes.
And what happened at that point was of the utmost savagery, where it turned into a half hour of trashing Andrew on the biggest talk station in the whole state of Alabama. And I knew she was going to do it. I just knew. I felt it in my bones.
I wouldn't say trash, but she enlightened us
Yeah, she
to a lot of certain
everybody.
things. And it was actually pretty fun because, well, okay, so when y'all see Andrew over here, instead of just saying, hey now, or hey, Andrew, say, hey, Captain Charisma. He'll get a kick out of that.
Well, there's a backstory when it comes to Captain Charisma, okay? So when it came up, we were talking about old stories where I was big into WWF and all of that, and I would wrestle her as a little child and throw her around,
God.
all that's true.
Oh, God.
I practice RKOs and Stone Cold Stunners, hit her with the rock bottom in the people's elbow, stuff like that. And so she told the story where she hit her head on the bed frame and almost killed her and all that kind of stuff, and I tried to get her to shut up so I wouldn't get in trouble. It didn't work. But then she brought up Captain Charisma. There was a little bit of confusion on the radio show. Captain Charisma was a wrestler, but when I took on the name Captain Charisma, it was the name I was using for a podcast that I was doing. Now, this is circa 2007, 2008, sometime in there.
Okay.
And I had been, I had this hobby. It was weird back then. It was kind of taboo to get on the internet and hang out in chat rooms and talk to random people, right? Okay. So I was doing that.
And then, what's his name came out? So, Andrew,
yeah,
please sit down.
Have a seat for me, Andrew. Who are you here to meet? Like, no.
Let me pull up this text that says you are a 14-year-old.
So you brought Zimas and condoms. What are those for? And like, no, that's not it. So I get on there and I make a lot of friends, lifelong friends that I made through that I still talk to this day. But it ended up forming into this thing where I would do like a radio show in that chat room once a week. And it turned into a whole thing, a whole production to where I was mimicking an entire radio show, and it was almost my first steps in like training for what I was ultimately going to do. I know this sounds wild. And going back and listening to it sounds cringe because, one, we were inebriated on most of those shows.
Right,
but
right.
two, I sounded a little bit different. I was hanging out with some different people.
Uh-oh.
I was talking like, I'm somebody from Birmingham his whole life. I was talking as if I was from Detroit, Like, I had a whole different accent because I was hanging out with people all over the country, so I just kind of taken on their accents. And we had so much fun. But that's where the Captain Charisma name came. And it was infamous among this group of people because we were doing things like waterboarding each other. We were tasing each other.
Now, what type of radio show was this?
Listen, we were crazy, wild kids.
And wait a minute, how'd you come up with the name Captain Charisma for the radio show anyway?
Well, I was a big fan of wrestling, and there was a wrestler, and he called himself Captain Charisma.
And you were like, I like that
I
name.
just stole it. Yeah. Well, like I do everything. I just stole all my stuff. So it's fine. I'm hesitant to do this, okay?
Uh-oh.
But I'm only doing this because I'm going to bring out your one chip challenge video. I'm going to I'm going to humiliate myself just for a second. I'm going to see if I can find one of these Captain Charisma shows on YouTube. All right.
Oh, wait a minute, you put this on YouTube? This is like
Well, it was like I don't even know how it happened, but somehow a couple of them got on YouTube and I just happened to
how it
find them.
happened. Oh, well, okay. I can't wait for this. Okay.
Okay, so here's the way that it operated. Captain Birmingham. I'm trying to remember Birmingham dancing. No, that's not it. This is a channel. Is there a channel here? Let's see. Oh, God. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. You got one subscriber.
I got one subscriber,
Nice.
which is probably my other YouTube channel. Okay, so keep in mind,
oh god,
we're inebriated. We're just friends having a good time. I sound different. But this was the Captain Charisma FM show that we would do. We called it Captain Charisma FM, even though we're on the internet. We wanted to be on radio. What we would do, it was like half music, half talk, kind of like some of the traditional morning show formats are. And we would bring up goofy. It was like the wheel of segments. Every segment, but with a little bit of pepper spray in each other mixed in the middle. It's hard to describe. So,
well, I see that it only lasted for 5 shows. So
now these are just the clips that happened to make it onto YouTube, and I have no way. I really don't know how these ended up on YouTube. But let me give you some background, okay? Let's see here. Let me pause this. I'm going to move over here so y'all can see. So this is in my basement. Had a couple tables set up. Had a little sound mixer, computer. And then on my side, I had a mic. And on the other side, I had 2 mics set up for whoever friends were over.
I like your lamp in the background.
Yeah, it was listen, it was early mid-2000s. So, and we got like posters all over the wall. Like it was just real trashy looking. It was fantastic. So I got a buddy. His name's Homeless Mike. All right. His name's Homeless Mike because he was homeless at one time, and he lived in my studio. for a period of time until he got on his feet or whatever. We did some skits with him where we made him dress up in a suit and go stand on the side of the interstate with a dry erase board saying, "I'm homeless, need help." And people were like throwing trash at him and stuff. But this clip in particular is we had, when you're in your 20s and you've got, you're not cleaning your area as much. I'm talking about the studio.
Yeah.
Not like,
Yeah.
I don't mean like something else. So there was a beer that was sitting on the table for about 2 months. It was an open beer. Somebody was drinking it. And they never threw it away or whatever. And so we noticed that on the show, and we say, "Homeless Mike, what would it take for you to drink this 2-month-old beer?" It's got mold on the top of it. It's just real nasty.
Gosh. Oh.
And Homeless Mike, being the good sport that he is, he actually drank it. So this, again, I'm not going to go far into this, but I just want to give you a sample so you understand what Captain Charisma FM was.
There's been a beer that has been sitting on the guest DJ table, I would say for a month plus, with no top. 1/4 of this bottle has been drinking.
Dude, that accent, bro. He's
Well,
so
first of all, I can
cringe.
tell. Look, you don't even sound the same.
No.
Wait, go back.
Listen.
Let's drink.
Listen, it was a weird time in my life,
And
okay?
I love the Snoop Dogg in the background too.
Yeah, we don't have the bed music playing.
Of this bottle has been drunk, whatever you want to call it. Dranked. This Miller Lite right here has been sitting and ripened for the longest time over here on my guest DJ table. With no top. Homeless Mike has actually taken
No
an
bubbles.
ink pen and dug out the mold off
Does
the
so
film
cringe.
off the top of the beer.
Wow.
Just,
And bugs.
we don't want him to die. We're trying to be as safe as possible.
Okay. Let's fast forward it to where he actually drinks this thing. I'm telling you, man, it's so hard for me to watch this sometimes. Let's see if we can. Okay, here we are. All right. And go, Homeless Mike.
Of Captain Charisma FM win. Anyway,
God, I'm slurring so
Yeah.
bad.
How much have you drunk that day?
I don't
Alright.
know. Too much.
so Homeless Mike, whenever you're ready, should we do a countdown? Oh no, he's going.
Oh, no. I can't even. Oh, man.
How was it?
Oh, he about to puke.
It's refreshing.
Oh, it's so good. So good. We had so much fun doing that, dude.
Gosh.
It was
Rest in
so
peace,
much fun.
Homeless Mike.
Yeah, rest in peace. R.I.P., buddy. It was a good friend. It was good while
Oh,
it lasted.
gosh. Hold on. Let me drink my water, man.
So that's where the point of all that was. That's where Captain Charisma came from. It was Captain Charisma FM, and I'm going to be honest. I would give anything to be able to find some of those full shows. I had a couple buddies, love them to death, that did Spelling Bee. Now, these two guys were great friends, solid dudes, but they weren't really good at spelling. And so we would give them basic words, and this went on for an hour, giving them basic words, and they could not spell it. And so by the time we got to the 1 hour mark, it was still 0-0. And finally, we just had to give up and award a winner, and I think the prize was like a summer's eve douche or something. It was just it was weird. Then there was another one where we did the vitamin D milk challenge, and it was me and a friend, and we were chugging a gallon of milk, see who could finish it first.
Oh, gosh.
We even had the little printed out numbers like we were in a marathon, and every 5 minutes we were having to take a shot of Jägermeister.
Oh.
Bro, it was so bad.
Look, that's when radio was fun.
That was.
I mean, it's still fun now, but I mean, wow.
And
yeah.
that's what I kind of did. I like kind of took that from other people that I'd listened to over the years, and I kind of imitated it. And I
Yeah.
think that's kind of how, like, when I finally got to radio at 30 years old, I just pulled a little bit from everybody. But all of that to say, my sister goes on. She talks about the Captain Charisma FM. She talks about me pooping my pants in McDonald's when I'm a
Oh,
kid.
yeah. Da-da-da-da-da.
I'm loving it. and some other stuff I can't even remember. But I'll admit, I told her, I said, if you want to trash me, it's fine, whatever. It was a pretty good radio.
Yeah.
From what I heard, I mean, my mom was here at the time, and she was dying. She was like, "Oh, this is great." She's like, "We should have brought this up when I was on your show." So good,
Wow.
so good.
Well, I'm glad my brother doesn't know a lot of embarrassing stuff because I normally just tell my embarrassing stories. I really don't care.
Well, that's the thing for me too. I mean, if somebody gets an embarrassing story that I haven't told, it's just because I forgot.
Yeah.
Because I'll just be like, whatever. It is what it is. Now, my inflicting misery on myself, it isn't exclusive to me. I like to inflict misery on other people, much like you.
Yep.
The infamous.
I still say that you were the reason why I was in the hospital for,
Okay.
even though it was like 2 years later. But
Okay. So everybody knows. I would assume everybody that's listening to this podcast knows the backstory on the one chip challenge. The Carolina Reaper tortilla chip. You eat it. You try not to drink any water or milk or whatever. And I was filling in. I was not even an employee.
No, you wasn't even an employee yet.
I was filling in 2019 for Leland.
Yes.
And I had convinced you. I don't even remember how that all worked out.
All right, so because you did it before, when we kind of worked at the same place. That's how we met you, and you were there, and then you did the chip challenge there
With my producer at that time.
right,
Yes.
and then you're like, hey, it'd be cool because you're filling in. It's like, hey man, you want to do the one chip challenge tomorrow?
Dude, could you
And
just
you
think
you texted me like at 7:00 the night before, and I was like, look, I'm cool with a radio stunt. I'm not going to back down.
Put that in perspective, though. A fill-in host
Yeah.
is coming in and getting the producer to get involved with a radio stunt.
But no,
as a
here's the
fill-in
thing.
host.
No. But see, he's leaving it out. I knew you
Well, yeah,
because look,
we've been working together.
Before he got to where he was at. We gave him the opportunity to host the show
Right.
when we were at the other station, and then
When you dipped, I was able to get in the
Well,
door.
yeah,
I've just been following you. I've been getting your leftovers my whole
Right.
radio career.
So he hits me up the night before, and he was like, "Hey, you want to do the one chip challenge?" Now when you think of a stunt, you're not really thinking like, "Oh, it's going to be something that's going to almost kill you," right?
Yeah, this is going to be funny.
It's gonna be funny. It's
May
gonna be
be
fun.
uncomfortable, but fun.
I'm gonna over exaggerate and all this other stuff. I'm not gonna really trip, right? Nah. So I watched the video before and I saw everything was prepped. They had milk, they had bread. I mean, they were prepared. So I'm thinking like, oh, okay, yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be just like that. We're gonna do it together because they did it together, right?
Right.
We're gonna do it together. So if I suffer, he gonna suffer. No.
It wasn't how it
And
works.
then here's the thing. At that time, we were on the same time we were on now.
Right.
Because we were on from 2 to 6. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna videotape this. This is gonna be great. It's gonna be funny. I'm gonna stream this because we've been hyping it up all day.
Right.
And he decided to wait to the last hour of the show.
Right.
Which was, I think he did that on purpose because he knew. And then
I did not know.
no, he knew. But here's another thing. He didn't give me just a regular one chip. He gave me the hottest one.
I don't know what it was.
It was okay. So they have like different color boxes, right?
Right.
And then when you get this thing, it's like a shape of a coffin.
Yeah, it's a coffin box.
It was a black one. Okay. Normally, when you see something like that, it's bad.
Right.
And so I didn't realize how bad it was because I've never done this before. So I didn't even think about it.
As they had the different versions, it wasn't so much about the boxes, it was the color of the chip. And the original chips were red, which is what you had. Now they've got like black and blue.
No.
That red chip was the hottest.
No, you didn't give me the one I had was a black one.
Okay, that was whatever you had was
That
the
one,
hottest.
I don't know. I don't really do a lot of hot stuff like that. And look,
It was
okay.
the OG, and that
Man.
was by far the hottest one.
and so it was okay. And then here's the thing: the chip was thick. Okay.
It's thick and
It
meaty.
was thick, and then it had like the spices had no flavor, which was I was like,
Yeah, it just burned you up right off the top.
And so okay, and my dumb self, I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the whole chip and put it in my mouth. I should have known I should have did that because as soon as I did that, I took the chip put it in my mouth, and when I tasted it, it had no flavor.
And you're like, it's over.
And then
it's over.
And then it was a thick chip. I didn't realize how thick it was.
Yeah.
And so I started chewing, and I'm like, okay, I'm still chewing. I'm still chewing. I'm still chewing. Like, I couldn't stop chewing, and like my body was trying to reject it.
Like your body was seizing up. You
No,
couldn't
like
do
my
anything
body
about
was
it.
like, don't swallow this thing. Like, because I could not swallow this thing. And then finally I did. And that's when all hell broke loose.
So here, let's do this. All right. So I dug into the depths of
Oh,
social
gosh.
media hell to
Yes.
find the live stream.
I should have deleted this damn video.
Right, you
I should have did it.
So we were both live streaming, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
or you were live streaming originally, and then when you dipped out, I started live streaming.
I look, after that, I don't remember, like,
So-
I don't know.
This right here is the beginning stages of him getting ready for the chip. Again, I'm filling in for Leland. AJ's doing his thing, producing. He's agreed to do this chip, and this is kind of how it goes down, and we'll just commentate along the way.
Yeah.
All right, so
I'm prepping
getting
myself
ready
right
to
now.
do this
Say,
Look.
one chip challenge. Andrew McClain. I don't have any milk, so I don't know how I'm gonna do this. So
you just look so excited about this.
I do.
you
I do.
have no idea what's coming.
Well, I was kind of prepping myself. That's why I like right now where you got it paused.
It
I'm
looks like
literally
you're
I'm praying. I'm praying right now. I'm praying right now because I had no idea what I was getting myself
But
into.
you're like, we don't have any milk or anything, but it's gonna be all right.
yeah, because okay, look, I thought we were friends. I thought that you were going to not give me the hottest thing in the world, and so I was nervous, but I was like, he got my back. I mean, he ain't finna
Right, he wouldn't do anything
He
like that
wouldn't
to
do
me.
anything like that. So
And again, when I did it with Jessica, yeah, we had all the things, but I was thinking I didn't have to take it as easy on you because with Jessica it was a girl. But I say that, but I learned my lesson. All right,
yeah.
that's not suitable for anybody.
See, look, I'm
I
praying.
know my phone's
All right.
kind of crooked because
Going live on.
I'm actually
Nah, he's over here trying to
in
talk
the
to me.
studio right now. I know my phone's kind of sideways, so maybe hold on. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
switch this up a little bit. Hold on. See if I can do it. Ah,
There it is.
Yeah.
there we go.
There we go. Man, I was so fat.
All right, so we're
You look good in that
going
show.
live right now.
When I had hair. Oh, you can tell that's
What's
when we
your challenge?
started the top of the hour,
Look, you're,
and I'm praying. I'm I'm starting to sweat.
This is before your life was
Yes.
completely altered.
I was nervous. I'm See,
nervous,
you're
man.
talking to me.
I'm nervous.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yes. All right, so
See, at this
literally
point,
on my
this is
Facebook
when I knew I screwed up.
Live.
Yeah.
Right now.
At this point, AJ realizes it is over.
Yes.
From
yes.
here.
Yes. I
And
can't go back.
Can
can't
I
go
say, like, when I went back and watched this once I found it, it has the comments with it, and people were hammering me, bro. They were like, I never want Andrew McClain to fill in again. This is a horrible. And I'm like, dang, man. Y'all are, I thought it was good radio.
And I normally don't do Facebook Live,
Yeah, I really
but
don't.
I'm on it.
Look at I'm sweating, man. Look, I'm
Trying,
already.
not,
Look,
trying to be a man here. And I love
Pulling that
I love
sweatshirt out,
everybody's,
like,
giving me
woo.
suggestions like milk and sour cream. One person told me to coat my mouth with butter. Yeah, but here's the problem. I don't have none of that. So
No.
yeah,
Was
because he
there
didn't bring
something in there?
nothing. Only thing he brought was a chip.
I just want to talk to AJ at that point and be
maybe I
like,
use mayonnaise. I don't
don't
know
do
how
it.
it
Go
is, but
back.
maybe
Get
it'll
some
still work.
milk.
Yeah. And I'm nervous because
Okay.
I'm literally about to try to do this thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're talking to me. I don't know what you're saying. I wish I could hear what you're saying right now.
I'm probably just telling you how
What I
tough
do.
you are.
No, you're not. You're egging me
Yes.
on to go ahead and try it.
Yeah, I'm hyping it up at that point, and you're just look at you looking
not
at
knowing what the heck I was talking about.
Look at that. I'm literally
it.
nervous.
You're looking
man.
at the camera.
Look at the camera.
Look at your eyes are like, please help.
Yeah, yeah. Not, like, do I really have to do this?
It's like, you're like
Yes.
showing the camera. You're
We
like,
are here.
y'all see this?
We're doing this live. I'm on my Facebook page. You can go check it out. AJ Johnson on Facebook. Why am I sniffing for some reason? I'm sniffing.
You had
I was about to cry, man. I was literally about to cry.
So you had so many people on that Facebook Live too. I mean, there was hundreds of people watching this in real time,
gosh.
and then probably hundreds of thousands that watched it afterwards. I mean,
gosh.
people were ready to go.
Yeah, like literally, I had to take off all right, I had a jean jacket on. I had to take that thing off. I'm nervous. Oh Lord. All right. So I'm showing everybody right now on Facebook Live. Right now, what the box looks like. See, this is the box. It's in shape.
What flavor was that?
A coffin.
It's Carolina Reaper.
Oh,
A little
God.
chip
Yeah.
coffin. All right.
Yeah.
That's the hottest
I'm
of the
opening
hot.
the box right now, and this is the actual chip.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so bad because you have no idea what's
Yeah.
coming.
No,
And
I
feel so
don't.
bad.
I don't.
I feel so
I
bad
don't.
watching
This thing.
this.
I don't. I really had no
Do I have
idea.
to- I gotta sniff this thing. All right. All right.
Oh, you tell me to smell it.
I know a lot of folks are planning on
Tell me
hearing
to
your
smell
side
it.
because I'm on my side.
Let's take a whiff of it real quick.
It sounds like I'm talking to myself.
I think
So,
in my head, I'm like,
he's just asking me.
what? I need to give him
to sniff
a
this.
chance to back out of this.
All right,
I think
so
I
I'm
was
about to
thinking
sniff
that.
this
I didn't
thing.
want you to,
I'm about to
but
sniff the chip. All right, so I'm gonna open this. All right, here we go. I'm gonna let you know. So this is really.
And so I
happening.
should have known how thick this thing was when I was doing that, and I wasn't.
Oh. Wait a minute, this thing is. Hold up. Why is this? It's like burnt.
It looked burnt. That's what I should have known when I did that, because, yeah.
Yeah, you can't see the chip, right? Oh Lord.
It's like black. Yeah.
It smells like a whole bunch of pepper.
that is
Like
that
I
is a
just
black one,
sniffed
isn't
it,
it?
and like my nostrils is burning right now. Like seriously. Oh gosh, I'm sweating. Oh gosh, I'm sweating right now. Just, I need some like tissue or so because I need just wiping my eyes. You know. Okay.
And you know what's so funny? I did like when I was sweating really bad. It was in all my pores. And
Yeah.
in my eyes.
Oh
and
yeah,
it
that's
was-
the thing, man. You know,
Yeah.
people talk about when you eat hot stuff, you know, it comes out on the back end the next
No,
day and it
no,
burns your
no.
rectum. But it's like, no, that's so immediate. Your sweat is burning your skin.
Well, it did come back.
Oh yeah, it comes back on that side too.
No, yeah, it came back. Yeah, it
Comes
came
back
back the
with a
same
few-
way it came in. It was yeah.
You're doing some stretches.
I'm prepping myself.
Okay. Finna eat this thing.
I want you to take that sweatshirt
Yes.
off. It's making me nervous. Like, get down to your undershirt because.
I don't think I had.
Just-
No, I didn't have
Just
an
stuff it in
undershirt.
there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I didn't have an
You had to
undershirt.
rip your shirt
the
off.
smell of this thing. Oh. No, it's not the taste. Like I can feel it in my chest now. That's how
I'm
bad
such
it
an
is.
awful
Yeah.
person.
Now look. Pause this real quick, because we also got to tell the other story after we talk about this. And this is the reason why I really don't eat anything that Andrew gives me, because this ain't the first. This was the first time I ate something. The second time, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Oh,
let's just
gosh.
say you gave me a little edible thing.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna get into that. Oh, that's a good. That's a good one.
All right, I got like 115 people watching this. Oh God, why am I sweating? Why is it hot in here? It is hot. Like, can someone turn on the air? Like seriously, it's hot. Oh God.
You ain't even eat it yet.
Yeah, I hadn't even eaten it yet.
Oh gosh.
Rolling up my
Hey,
sleeve.
hey, look, too bad I ain't got another shirt on under this thing.
See?
'cause I'll be,
That's
like,
right.
stripping
You are.
everything. I don't want to show my bare chest right now.
You were straight naked under that sweatshirt.
gosh. Okay, all right, here we go.
Oh.
Finna. Here's the
See,
chip.
look how black that thing is, man.
Yeah, that is the black one.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's been so long I can't remember, but the black one was the hottest one.
Yeah. And you gave me the hot. No. And here's the thing. You told me the night before that was the only one you had.
Was it not?
No. Because later you're like, oh, just want to let you know I found the other ones.
Yeah, that's
Like,
how.
I say, oh, really?
I don't remember that, but it does
I
sound
bet-
like something I would have said.
I bet you did. I feel like homeless Mike right now.
This is almost Mike 2.0.
This thing is this is a big chip. Oh my gosh! All right.
Like, Sir Mix-a-Lot would like that chip.
And by the way, for those of you listening to this on the podcast, the audio podcast, I appreciate y'all doing that. But if you want to go to YouTube and just watch this video, it will be available.
No, it won't.
We'll take both.
I'm
clips.
gonna get my attorney to do a cease and desist.
Hold on, praying. Hold on. Lord Jesus, please forgive me for all my sins. For all that I did not know what I have done to deserve this. Please let me survive.
Oh, God.
All right, here we go. All right, ready?
Oh God.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so
Okay.
nervous, and this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, I did one. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, I'm about to.
See, I should have just took a small
I
bite.
didn't take a bit. I just put my tongue on. Okay. Oh God.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Oh wow. I can't talk. Oh God.
Oh, and there he comes.
Yeah, that's. Yep. And there he goes. Yep.
Oh no.
See, here's the thing. I tried to swallow it, and I think I should have swallowed it, but then I realized I'm still chewing.
Dude, that set in so fast.
I'm still chewing.
Man, I mean, that hit you like a ton of bricks.
Yeah.
Again, this has been 3 or 4 years ago, so I'm watching this again for the first time.
Gosh.
And that came in quick.
Well, because when I bit into it, normally when you eat a chip like that, you would think that it has some type of flavor.
Right.
It didn't have no flavor.
No.
It was just like a bland, and it was just the hottest, nastiest.
It was just a bland touch of hell.
Yeah. Like I just licked Satan's butt. Oh, God. And I tried to swallow.
It's on my lip.
Oh, yep. There it goes. My heart's on fire right now. Yep.
You're having PTSD watching this,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I am. And see, here's the thing.
I can't believe I didn't give you milk.
You didn't give me none. So then I have a bottle right there, but then I was told, don't drink the water because it's going to make it worse.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely wouldn't help.
Right.
So
I should have drunk that water.
You gotta drink
I
the
didn't.
water.
See, I didn't even drink the water. Oh gosh. I think right there I was like, okay, it's not as bad. It's not as bad. I thought I was good.
You do. Do you remember this so well?
Look,
like
I lived it. I thought I was good.
You're like, watch, I'm about to drop my shoulders because I think everything's okay.
I'm thinking everything's okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
And that's not the case.
No.
I can't close my mouth.
I thought it was just gonna be like, nah. I had to spit it out. I had to spit it because it was like thick
You
on my
almost
tongue.
fell over.
Yeah, it was like thick on my tongue.
Huh? I'm sorry. What?
This is
All
where
right.
the panic sets in.
Yeah, it's starting to like. It's starting
I
to.
put it on this hand, so.
And I'm trying not to wipe my face because like I'm sweating. I'm literally sweating.
God. Even when I breathe out, it burns.
So I'm thinking back, like, to your friends and family that maybe don't listen to the show. Like, they're watching this on Facebook Live. They're thinking, what has he done?
Yeah.
What?
See, my family didn't realize what I did in radio until now.
You mean this is what you do at work?
Yeah. I do dumb challenges on the radio.
What was that? Hold on.
Yeah. And I spit. Yep. I had to spit it out. 'Cause I couldn't get it out of my tongue. And you're laughing.
I'm such an awful human being.
And you're laughing. And you're laughing at my pain, at my misery. All right, it's starting to really kick in. Starting to really kick in. And I'm looking at the clock like, can we hurry up?
Woo! Oh gosh.
Oh man, you
Yeah.
got the shakes.
Yeah. I'm trying to subdue the pain. Because here's the
I
thing.
hate you, man.
I did the hottest chip. I had no
Nothing.
milk, no bread, no nothing.
I
And
will
I'm trying to muscle it through.
I will never let anybody underestimate doing that with nothing for backup.
I had nothing.
That's something I know it almost ruined your life, but let's just say, nobody can ever take that away from you.
You did it again with Bird.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I remember that day. And you you come in and you had everything prepped, and I was like, really? You gonna be this nice to this guy?
I learned my lesson.
And then no. This is what you said. Well, you blamed it on your wife.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
you
right.
Blamed, you said, well, just the one who set it up. I said,
Trish.
really?
Trish she made me take ice cream probably because what she saw you go through. So really, you saved John Burr from this fate right here.
Oh God, hold on.
Yep. Still on my tongue.
I mean, what are you spitting out at this point? You've already made 3 trips to the garbage can.
So first thing I spit out was the actual rest of the chip. The second thing I'm spitting out, it coated my tongue.
And you're like scraping it off your tongue.
I'm trying to scrape that thing off, and it was like just sitting there. It built a monument of pain on my tongue.
Oh no!
And it was just like, yeah. So I'm trying to scrape it all off. All right, here. Yep.
I'm trying to get this thing off my tongue. I can't.
It's been years, and you have not watched this video.
I have not watched it.
And you know it like it was yesterday.
Gosh.
All right, I'm thinking. Okay, I'm thinking like it's good. Like,
it tastes like nothing. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
I feel like you're in Half Baked where Sir Smoke-A-Lot's like, God, if you listening, help. That's the look on your face.
Oh gosh.
All right, I'm thinking like, okay. Whew. All right.
I'm
I'm
gonna
trying.
get some milk after this.
Yeah. But see, this is
You need
before-
some milk.
Yeah.
Look, this is before we had our wonderful Cumulus Cafe. Like
Right.
we had
There was
nothing.
no milk.
There was nothing. And look, I still got some on my beard.
Like
I didn't
my
even
lips
wipe
are
that.
literally burning right now.
Oh gosh, this is embarrassing. It's funny, but it's embarrassing.
Why are you talking to me right now?
Like you're still trying to have a
There's no way to-
conversation.
Why are you talking to me?
Look, I couldn't even wipe my
Survive
face.
this. Oh God.
Look, I'm.
I can see my face. I'm on Facebook Live. I can see exactly what
He said, why are you talking to me?
my face is doing right now.
Oh, I'm feeling it.
Oh, no.
And I think one time I accidentally like wiped my face, and I'm like, oh god, it's in my eyes, it's on my lip, it's on everything, and it's coming out my pores.
Look, you're like, there's no escape from this.
It's not. Look, you see the sweat just building on my face right now. I'm glistening, and you're laughing.
It's hot.
I'm just trying to listen. Like, what kind of commentary am I doing at this point? Because you're not even able to respond. Am I taking
I
calls?
might be paying attention.
Yeah, you're not even looking at me. Did I go back into show prep? Did I start talking about news while you were dying?
I think so.
Wow, what an awful person I
Man,
was.
so cold-hearted, man. God, dog. And why am I doing this podcast again?
Yeah, I'm lucky you hadn't walked out after watching this.
Woo. Yeah, I appreciate everybody just giving me support on Facebook Live. Look, I'm not even gonna be able to answer these phones. I'm sorry.
And that would be what somebody would have called.
ahead.
Like, bro,
I
I'm
don't know
not
what
gonna
they're
answer
gonna
these
say,
phones.
Yeah, like, can we point out, like, you're not a good person if you were calling at that time.
Yeah, like,
you know who's answering those phones. Why are you doing that?
Let's do it. Whew.
Hey, I'll tell you something about the Pensacola shooting today.
Somebody's calling in. They're like, I want to
Yeah.
talk about the Pensacola shooting today. How about the murder that's happening in the studio right now? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I can tell they
Thank
really
you,
care
Shane.
about my life.
Hey, I was watching the live news on the
All right. I just did that. Gosh, don't ever do that. I'm sorry. Don't do that.
Yeah.
I can't even.
And I think I accidentally
talk,
wiped my face, my hand with the face.
Thank y'all for
and
tuning
I was
in.
like,
Thank you
oh.
for all your support.
Oh, no.
Well, they-
Oh, no.
I just wiped my hand. Look at that. Look. Hold on. One more carrot. Look at that. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
I have not seen
I'm struggling. Thank y'all. I appreciate it.
And that's when it
And,
started going down. Look at you can tell I'm about to go downhill.
It's going.
Whew. All right.
Yeah. I couldn't even talk. Look,
And it went.
it went downhill from there. It was like you thought that was bad. I wish I kind of wish I still would have like recorded everything.
Well, it was. I mean, when we say it went downhill, it really, really went
Oh,
downhill
yeah.
because what happens after that is you have to leave. It's the middle of the show. All right.
Well, no. Hold on. Before that even happened, so we went to break. I went into the studio, like
Right.
in the room, and I said, "Hey, you got $1 or you got no." I went to go to the break room, and I ended up getting a honey bun. The honey bun that I got with the only $1 I had, because I really don't carry cash,
It's my
Was it-
last $1.
it was expired. I said, I can't eat an expired honey bun.
Nobody eats honey buns at the Cumulus Cafe.
Nobody. And the only honey bun that was the first one was expired. So then I looked at it, I was like, I can't eat this. So then I literally ran into the studio where Andrew was sitting there, and I was like, hey, you got some change. You got 75. You got here he goes. Man, I said, bro, you better give me some money. Like
I don't
I ain't
carry
gonna
cash.
lie. I was about to fight this dude.
He was.
I was about to whoop him.
He was like, "What do you mean you don't have any
Man,
quarters?
I was like, give me your wallet. I was
Give me
like-
your fruit cocktail."
So finally, he found some money. Luckily, right? He found some money. I go get another honey bun. By that time, it wasn't as bad. But then I ate the honey bun. And the worst thing you can ever do when you eat something spicy is put sugar and cinnamon on top of
I didn't know that.
yeah, because honey bun. That's all it is.
Right.
It reignited everything.
No, that's awful.
It reignited everything, and I tell people, look, first I puked.
Right.
Okay, I puked in the trash can. I know, sorry, but it happened.
Well, once that happened, you said, "I got to go."
Yeah,
You're like, I
yeah.
got to go in a different room. You pull Conrad out of the hallway.
Well,
who's-
Conrad heard because he heard me like
right? He came to check.
he was like, "Dude, are you okay?" I said, "Nah, bro." I said, "Hey, man, look,
He
I don't care
did
what you're
take
doing.
over.
I know that you're probably doing some, sports or whatever, but you need to come in here
And
watch
that is where the panic set in for me because I had to come back from the break.
it." Yeah,
AJ's gone. I have
I'm not
no
even-
idea if he's ever coming back.
yeah.
And Conrad's like, "Well, what's going on?"
Yeah.
I'm like, they just don't.
So I'm literally in the production room, half naked,
He is naked.
sweating, like
I've never seen a human being sweat like AJ sweat that
Man.
day. Never seen it in my life.
man, it was. Sorry, I started reliving that whole situation again.
Hey, props to you for going through that whole video and watching that. 'Cause I
Man.
know that it can't be easy.
Like it was. I was sweating in places that I didn't know you could sweat. Like my
Like-
big toe was on. Like my big toe was sweating and on fire at the same time.
like
I'm
my
like,
toenails are sweating.
this thing gave me gout or something. Like what the heck is this? Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
man.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
That was bad. That will go down
Yeah.
in infamy on 99.5. I do feel like 99.5 is what 8 years old. We're coming up on 8 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Yes.
I think that's got to be maybe top 10 moments
Oh gosh.
of live radio at 99.5, and it just so happened to happen with a fill-in host. Imagine that.
And look, I told him I will never eat anything from Andrew ever again.
Yeah, and I don't push it. Like, say, I got Carolina Reaper beef jerky
I'm not
right
eating
there.
that. No, I'm not
I would
gonna do that.
never
No,
offer that
no.
to you.
No, but okay. So I said that, but then
There was a second
there was
time.
a second time, and then this was like the official time. I said I'm never eating anything from Andrew again. So my dumb self decided, hey, you know what? He had these edibles. It was like a Rice Krispie treat thing,
Right.
And shout out to Tony up at Vaporford because that's where you got it from.
Well, let's give a backstory. What it was is Delta 8 THC, which
Yeah.
is 100% legal. It's legal to be sold, illegal to possess, but it is still THC.
Oh gosh.
So it gives you THC style effects, and you have to do it in moderation. It can help you sleep, reduce anxiety, all this kind of stuff. But when you get one that's in a big like Rice Krispie treat, It's got a lot of THC in it.
Oh gosh.
And I was new to the Delta 8 game, so I didn't fully understand like the
But
difference
he's over here trying to
between
tell me.
eating the piece and eating the whole thing. But I give it to AJ. I'm like, hey man, you may really like this. Try this out. And so then you do what?
So okay, I went to my other job. I'm not gonna say where at, but I went to my other place, and
I went to my other job I can't talk about because I was high. I was so high.
man. So I'm sitting there, and it was a long day. I was like, I just need something to kind of, all right, let me try it. Full disclosure, I've had edibles before. Nothing happened. So I'm like, this ain't finna do.
You might be edible resistant.
Yeah, like this ain't gonna do nothing, So I took a little bite, and then I was like, okay, I'm not feeling anything. And I took another bite, and I said, you know what? I'm still not feeling anything.
No, you never do that.
Yeah.
You never.
I take about like maybe 4 or 5 bites after that, and I was like, man, I ain't feeling nothing. So, I get out of my car, I go inside, and I'm standing there. And then all of a sudden, I'm standing there, and I'm looking at the lights, and I'm like, why are these lights moving? But it got to the point where I couldn't tell if I was talking in my head or out loud. Like, I had no idea what the heck was going on.
Dude, that is the exact moment that you know you are too high when you're like, am I speaking or am I just talking to myself?
And people are
in my
coming up
head?
to me, and I'm like, can they hear me? Can they tell that I'm actually not like? I was like, oh God, I gotta go. I gotta leave. Like, man.
And so you left work. You had to go.
Man,
you was just too.
I had to leave.
I'm crying right now.
And I'm in my car, and I'm like, oh crap, am I driving? Like, I couldn't even tell what I was doing. Like, it was bad.
Like on the magic school bus on the way home.
And look, okay, so I'm literally driving from over here
That place.
to like in this area,
Right.
all the way to my house, which is in Helena.
Oh my God.
I'm literally driving, and my brain kind of spazzes out, and to the point where, like, it goes black, and then my brain just snaps back, and I'm like, oh crap, I'm still on the road.
How long was I out?
Yeah, how am I even still driving right now?
You look down, you're going 20 miles an hour
Man,
down
look,
the interstate.
Yes, I was trying to make sure I wasn't going too fast, but I couldn't tell how fast I was going, so it was just.
And that's what's bad about that is because you didn't account for that. You didn't mentally prepare for that. You didn't know any of that was going to happen.
Right.
So you're not for disclosure. You're not out here driving while intoxicated.
No,
this is the equivalent of you took too much medicine and didn't realize.
I'm panicking and I'm trying to get home.
You just wanna go.
I just want to get off the street. I just want to because I don't know what was about to happen. So then, and plus this was late. Nobody was else on the road.
Right.
This was late at night. So then I'm looking for what you got me, the Rice Krispie treat, and I literally threw it out the
It's
window.
just like, get this away
I was
from
like,
me.
I'm never doing this again. And I was like, man, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, man, there's gonna be some high birds or some ants
Right.
just tripping.
Get away from me, candy devil. Feed it to the birds.
Right. There's gonna be some birds just high as all get out, running into walls or whatever. And so I'm literally trying to get home. And so I finally get home. Instead of going to bed and going to sleep and trying to sleep this off, I had the bright idea to talk to my wife and said, baby, as a husband, what can I do better? We had a conversation till 5 o'clock that morning. Bro, I was sitting there trying to like, and I'm just sitting there to listen to my wife. I'm like, you don't know I'm high right now. I'm high. She's still, bro.
We've all been there, and your number one concern, all you can focus on is, do they know that I'm high?
Right. and she's going in.
She got a whole list.
Yes.
Like you asked the wrong question.
Man, I'm trying to be a good husband.
I just want to improve, baby.
Man, yeah.
I didn't want. You didn't have to say all that.
Like, it was dark when we started talking. By the time we got done, the sun was up, and I was like, I gotta go to sleep. I slept for like 2 hours because then I had to turn around, go back to work. I was so miserable. And I think I saw you or I texted you the next day, and I was like, bro, I'm never eating.
He said never again.
Never.
I just remember getting that text. It was never again. They'd never give me anything like that. And it was followed by, I knew not to take any food from you.
And I knew, and I should have listened to myself. And, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You know, we have known each other since really, I don't think we knew each other personally until I filled in for Leland in 2016. Christmas break 2015 is the first time we met. And so within those 8 years, we've been through a lot.
Yeah, we have. Like, oh man.
And it's all
was
been
bad.
to your detriment. Like,
I know, right? I know. Look, I've been trying to get him back for like all these years, and nothing's happened.
Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
forgot how funny that was.
Yeah, like
Oh.
I mean, like, and I'm sitting here listening to her, like, in my mind, like one, and I'm having like a conversation with myself as I'm listening to her, and it's just,
And
yeah.
you say something, and then you ask yourself, did I say that out loud or did I say it in my head?
Right.
Like, you don't know.
But then also the dumb thing I was doing was I was still asking her more questions instead of like trying to end the
Just
conversation.
end it. Wrap it up, yo. Wrap it up.
Oh gosh,
Man,
yeah.
that's
I
such
learned a
good
lot
stuff.
about myself that night.
I'm saying you had a lot of self-reflection that night.
Yeah,
Learned
yeah,
a lot about
yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal, man. I appreciate you coming out here. I really didn't know where we were going to go with this podcast. I mean, I had a general idea. I forgot about some of those stories.
Oh man,
That stuff is hilarious.
I didn't even get into any of my personal stuff.
I know.
So, I mean,
we'll
this is
we'll do an
bad.
AJ 2.0. But you have got, man, this is stuff that's got to be out there. That is so funny.
Yeah.
So we'll be promoting this on the radio tomorrow. This is going to be a must listen to podcast. And again, I think John Burke told me, he's like, AJ's got a fascinating backstory. I can't wait for you to hear it. And I'm gonna have to go to work tomorrow and be like, we just talked about stuff we've been through, stuff we already knew. But that's all right. It's still funny. So appreciate y'all. Don't forget Andrew McLean, that's the website. Subscribe. You get notifications or emails whenever stuff like this pops up. Thank you to Wild Hair Jerky. Thank you to Vapor Forge. And thank you to AJ, my brother, for
Wait a
coming
minute.
out here.
Man, both these nuts candles went what?
This is the candle. We make sure the studio sounds good. It is also brought to you by Both of These Nuts. That's the name of the candle. Smell it. It
No,
smells
look, I'm not gonna smell no nuts, man.
It smells like both of these nuts.
No,
like, actually, it's like a hazelnut. It really smells good.
I don't need no. Hey,
And that's how we wrap it up. But with both of these nuts. Okay, we're getting out of here for real. Thank y'all again. And until next time, see you, cuz.